Happy Thursday. Just got back from vacay, so days are a little mixed up. I ended up deciding to do this today instead, just because I was getting back yesterday. It was kind of a mess. So I am here today. I want to talk shop a little bit. We always talk about the good deals, the ones that went great, the ones that were stellar. We made 30 grand, we made 50 grand, whatever it is. But you know what? Nobody really talks about like the sideways deals, the ones that you didn't make any money. The ones you came out of pocket, lost money, things like that. Because sometimes they happen, right? But it's just about balancing the good, more good than bad, right? At the end of the day, like it doesn't mean it's like you did the wrong thing. It's just maybe you learned a lesson. You bought something wrong. You mispriced something, or you didn't do all your due diligence, which happens. So I want to talk about that, and then we'll cold call some sellers again, like we did last week. It seems like a lot of people like that. We'll try calling some people and see if we can get them on the phone, and maybe we can negotiate something out. So I'm going to pull up some properties that we have. I'll show you guys them. I'll show you guys kind of what happened, our due diligence, what we did, where we got our comps from, everything like that, and just let you know like kind of what happened. What happened with them and everything like that. So I'm just pulling them up right now. Let me see. Yeah, so that was it. Okay. All right. So first one I'm going to show you. Let me just share my screen. All right. So this is the first one. So I think I've probably showed you guys this property before. So I'm going to pull it up also on. I'm going to pull it up actually on Land Insight. So first thing I'll show you guys is like our listing. Let's check out our price history. So I bought this property. It was 150K. We picked it up for. It was actually, we bought it for 135 right here. So 135 was the purchase price. And then what I did is I had my lender come in and cover up some closing costs and some extra stuff, right? So you ended up buying this thing for 135. Okay. Look at this. We closed on it May 14th, 2024. It's July 24. Okay. We just closed on this thing today. Actually, I just got to send in my docs today and everything like that. So you can see here now what we did. We got this property. We bought it for 135. We got comps for this thing. Everything screamed that it was worth 240, and we'll look at it again. I'll show you guys that. This was about 28 and a half acres, 29 acres. So it was a 4-acre lot. And then 4-acre lot on Farley Road. And then right back here, this whole stretch, we bought all that too. So it's these two properties combined. Originally, we thought it was 30 acres. But the lot lines overlap. So right here, 2 acres of this also overlap with the property over here. So once it'll make sense once I show you that. So here, actually, let me do this. Sometimes on Realtor, you can still see the pictures because they leave them up longer. Okay. Yeah, here you go. So here's Farley Road. We got this 4-acre lot and then this 24-acre lot, right? Pretty nice lots, pretty nice everything. What the hell are these ads? So you can see this is the lot. This is the survey. You can see right here where I say like the lines intersect and everything like that. We didn't realize that until we got our survey back. So here's the total property. Pretty nice. This was cleared already. We didn't have to do any of this stuff. This is all just how it looked, everything like that. This is the neighbor right here. This is our property right here, 228 Farley. So you come in right here, come off the road. This is it right here. You come off the road. Now, we went under contract with this property a couple times. These pictures weren't the best. This is actually our listing agent took them for us, and they were okay. Honestly, I should have done better. I should have gotten better pictures done, to be honest with you, because like I also should have gotten pictures done prior to purchasing this lot because I would have negotiated a little bit better. And also here's another thing. I didn't negotiate this deal. This is not me. This is one of my acquisitions managers. So I let oversight happen, where basically I was like, don't worry about it. They know what they're doing. They're comping properties. They're doing due diligence. Great. I just kind of let them go at it. Well, what happened is they didn't really look into the stuff that they should have looked into, right? So for instance, this one, I would have looked at the area and been like, what the hell is going on here? It's like desolate. You got this property right here. It's just red dirt, no grass, nothing. And it's just a mobile home. It just looks like trash. You got mobile homes here, mobile home here, mobile home. I mean, stick built. I actually don't know what that is. Mobile home, stick built. I don't even know. But a lot of the neighbors are mobile homes, and I should have looked at that. I should have looked into that further and adjust my pricing. So we looked at all this stuff. We said, the lot itself looked nice, relatively flat, everything checked out. But I never really looked at it myself. So that's my big mistake here. I should have actually really went into it and gotten more info on it. Let me see, public facts maybe, lot size. Yeah, Harnett County. Okay, so that is the parcel. So we ended up listing this thing. The goal here, and I'm going to pull up Land Insights real quick. So the goal with this property is like, hey, we saw the market was like 240 all day. We were buying it for 135. I'm like, I got a 100K spread here. This thing is going to be a winner all day long. So I was like, okay, great. We're going to pick this thing up. We're going to list it for 199 because we got so much spread that there's no reason why I can't sell. So we have so much spread, we'll be great. Let's see. So AI comp tool. So Land Insights has this at 56 for that lot and 148 for this lot. So you got 148 and 56. It's about 200 grand, right? So call it pretty even. So let's go back here. I'm going to comp this property again, just manually. All right, let's look here. Okay, so we were on the edge of two counties. You got Harnett County, Alamance County. Alamance County is a better county all over. So I'm showing you 2 years back, and the reason why I'm doing 2 years back is that's when we were looking at comps. It was for 2 years. It was a year ago. So we got 2 years back. Let's go 10 to 40. Okay. So we were right here, right? We had this guy. 35 acres sold September 11, 2004. That was right when we were looking at this stuff. So we had 35 acres. And if you look at this thing, June 25th, went pending freaking right away. Went pending right away. We were like, oh my gosh, look at this thing. 275 went pending in like 7 days, right? And it ended up selling above ask. So we said, okay, well, if they could do that, why can't we do that? So what do? We look at this property and we're like, it's worth 240. Let's list it at 199.5. Okay. So we did. We listed at 199.5. Crickets all day long until we dropped it to 194.95. We should have dropped it quicker, but I didn't really want to drop it quicker. Dropped it right here to 194.5 and see it went pending. Okay. Went pending for, I think it went pending for like 200. I don't remember. This is a long time ago. While we were pending, the other one sold, and then we saw what it sold for, and we're like, holy shit, we're gonna do, we're actually gonna sell this thing pretty quickly. So we relisted it. So during this period, we went pending. We had a buyer come in. Buyer was ready to go. They had everything set up, financing, all that stuff. Turns out the financing fell through. They couldn't perform. So we wasted a bunch of time. September 25th. It wasn't, that long of a time, but it was enough. Made $1,000 on due diligence, whatever. They ended up getting a perk test. Thing perked for a 4-bed, 3-bath. It was a 5-bed, 3-bath, something like that. Perk test, great. All done. Amazing. So we figured this is awesome. We got a perk test on, everything like that. they're going to close. Boom. They ended up not getting financing. So we couldn't close. Okay. So we ended up having to get it relisted. So we were at that point where like, hey, look, let's reset this. So we had, no, this is not that. That was another time. Okay. So then boom, right again, November 20th, it went pending again. We had another buyer come in. Buyer's ready to go. Pretty much right at the 195 price, I'm pretty sure, if I remember correctly. And I was like, okay, great. We're about 6 months in on this at this point. Let's just take it and sell it, move on. Okay, nothing happened. This buyer ended up backing out because right along, I'll show you. Let me show you. See this water right here? So we got perk tested, right? And it was basically right along this property line where we could put the house. So like a house could go here, or no, I'm sorry, a house could go here, right here, and then the septic would go, I think it was house here, septic back here, whatever the case may be. It perked. That's all that mattered. Well, what happened was there's this separation. There's this little divot right here. So let me see if I can show it to you. See how this drops down right here? So what happened was is this people were coming to look at this property, and somebody was saying that basically what happens is this area floods right here, right? And it gets wet, okay? Not like floods, just gets wet. So my realtor walked it, and he's like, I walked this thing in tennis shoes. And he's like, I was able to walk right through this, no problem. It gets a little water there. I mean, there's a stream that runs right through. It just kind of like, that's where the stream dead ends. So he's like, there's nothing wrong with it. He's like, you got a little water here and there in the rainy season. After that, it's fine. So they canceled the contract literally because of this. They said that there's water on the property. I'm like, that's crap. What are you even talking about? So they ended up canceling because of that. Okay. Now that puts us in right here. At this point, our contract with our realtor expired. So we discussed it with them, and we're like, hey man, like, look, I appreciate everything you did. Unfortunately, didn't work out. We had to cancel, that's what happened. So we were still pending, and then they canceled like right in January, right? They canceled in January. So we were like, shit, now what do we do? It was already taken down and everything like that. So we left it. So we ended up listing with another agent. You can see right here, we ended up going active again. Now, what we did is we waited for it to reset, relisted it again, and we listed it for $240 this time. Just see what we could bite. Well, we had a ton of activity. People calling left and right. They wanted the property. We changed pictures. We made it better. All that jazz. They called. They kept calling. Okay, great. Nobody ever made an offer, right? Okay, great. Let's drop the property. Drop the price. Dropped it to $230. Same thing. Bunch of activity. Walking it every weekend. Everybody. Nobody would bring an offer. Okay, 205. Dropped it. 205. Then we ended up going to 199. Sat there for a while. Nothing ever happened. It never went anywhere. And we're like, what the hell, man? So we ended up canceling with our realtor. July 1st, listing got removed. Next day, wouldn't you know it, friggin' offer comes in. We ended up going under contract for 180. They offered 170. We came back at 180. Then they had concessions they wanted us to cover, and seller wanted us to pay their broker, everything like that. I said, I'm not paying it out of the 180, so tack it onto the top. We ended up tacking it onto the top. So we ended up selling this thing for 184 something, right? So what this did, I'll bring up my calculator real quick. I'll show you guys. So good for me, girl, shake it for me. Okay, so $35. And our marketing costs, we did $15,000. Actually, it was so $12,500. So marketing costs is basically we get some money up front. So we purchase a lot. So we actually made $12,000 when we purchased this, but it was on debt because our lender came in and bought that. So total needed, that's what we raised, $150. Improvements zero, realtor fee. We ended up settling at like 5%, I think it was. List price, I think it ended up selling 199. So let's see. 185. Let's change this to 195. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, that's pretty much what we ended up getting. Pretty much what we ended up with right there. So we're actually only paying 0.3. Okay. 0.4. Pretty close. So pretty much after soup to nuts with everything like that, our lender is getting paid $21,000. So 150 plus 21,000. So they're making 171, something like that. That's what we're paying them back. And then what basically that nets us is like freaking nothing. We made like $3,000 for a year, right? We held this property. So this is a little skewed because we have some like realtor fees. It's actually going to be less, the closing costs or whatever. So we're actually going to be a little bit better. We'll probably end up walking away with this one. Like I'm waiting for the HUD. They haven't said it to me yet. We'll end up walking away with this one, maybe like $6,000. I think we'll end up walking away for a year-long process of headaches and hell and all that crap. So it sucked. It definitely sucked. Now, what we wanted was if it listed for 240 and we ended up selling it for, let's just say 8%, we would have made $44,000. So I'm like, damn, that is, that's a pretty good deal. 135, we actually would get 44,000 plus 12,000. So we would have ended up making $56,000 after lender, after realtor, after everybody. Great freaking deal all day long. I'll do those. I'll do 30 of these a year. Unfortunately, it just didn't work out. So, we take a look at this property. Everything seemed right, but here's the biggest thing is like we should have focused more on like the immediate market. Okay. What are other properties in this specific street? What are they really selling for? What's going on here? Right. There's a lot of mobile homes, which decrease the value. I should have taken 10%, 15% off the top just because of that. Cash for Land USA. I own 1,643 properties. You see that? That's hilarious. So I ended up, what is that contract percent? Contract percent. What are you talking about? 3% contract. That's just it's if I'm paying what I'm paying my acquisition, whether I'm paying 3% or 5% or flat. So if they're getting $1,000 flat, or they're getting 3% or 5%, that's all that means. So then that math just strikes out. So this is the normal, like 10% to the real, 10% to the lender, 5% to my AM. So, yep, no worries. So anyways, yes, that one screwed us. That threw us for a loop. So we really thought we were like, dude, this thing sold for $300K. We're gonna do great, right? Totally bit the bullet. We're right here, right there. So we look at some of the other comps. It's 11 acres. This thing sold for $13K an acre. We got this guy right here. This is kind of like an awkward lot. 12.5 acres sold for $13K an acre, right? This one, $320. 10 acres sold for $26,000 an acre. We got this guy right here. 16 sold for $4,200 an acre. So that's super low. What did we end up selling for? So 28 acres. So we sold for 185. 1, 2, 3 divided by 28 acres. So we ended up selling for $6,600 an acre. So that sucks. To me, I'm seeing comps that are all over the place. So we really bit the bullet on this one. This one sucked. 8,500. And all these like 33 acres. This sold for $12,950, an acre. We swore we were in the money. We swore this is going to be the deal. We're going to make $100,000 on this one. It's going to go freaking crazy. We just did it wrong. It just didn't work out. It just sucks. Like, Let's check Alamance County. So Alamance County, this is Alamance County, right? We're right up here. So we're I'm sorry, wait. No. I'm sorry, not Alamance. So this is where we were. Cameron, Overhill, Strongsville. Yeah. Cameron. Yeah, Cameron, North Carolina. Okay, so we were right here. So here's Fayetteville. We're in like a nice area considering this is where we were right here. So we're in pretty much everything that makes sense, right? We're outside of a major metro. We're close by within 45 minutes. It hit every single mark of a good property. So that one sucked. We ended up, we'll walk away with $6,000 maybe, something like that. Kind of sucks, but at the end of the day, at least it got sold. My lender got paid. Lender got paid $21,000. He's doing great. So that one sucks. Now this is one that sucks a lot. Now I want you guys to understand. I'm not telling you guys this as like this is the worst. Don't do this. Whatever. I'm being real here. I want to show you guys like the truth. Like sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. There's deals that we just did a deal the other day. We made $500,000 on, right? So it's like, and that one took less than 90 days. Do $500,000 one deal and then make $6,000 on another or make nothing. So it's kind of just how it goes, right? You're going to win some, lose some. The goal is to win more than you lose, right? So I'm not trying to say like this is bad. Don't do land. I'm just trying to be real here. I'm just trying to show you guys like it's not all sunshine and roses. Sometimes you gotta eat some shit sometimes, basically. So another property we have, it's been on the market. This is my second realtor I'm working with. I'm actually going through now. I'm going to clear some stuff out of here. So it's not a terrible property. This one confuses me. This one really, really bites my ass. Okay. This property, I'm going to get new pictures on. I'm going to clear some stuff now, everything like that. I just paid my lender off. We had a lender on this thing for $60,000. Ended up just paying him off completely. So it was like $74,000 I had to pay him off. So we're listed at $87,500. I'll probably break even on this property, maybe lose a couple bucks. But it is what it is. I can't really do anything about it. I got to sell it. So the way this one sits, actually, I'll pull it up on Land Insights. Other. Can we? Okay. Okay. All right, here we are. So active, you can see me. Look at that. Subdivision, St. Winkles. Okay, so this property right here, it has two entrances, right? Property, first street, second street, come down here, come around here, and basically you can come out here, make a U, come back out. So each of these lots are small lots. They're R1 zoning, pretty tiny. So the thing is like the houses over here are not worth much, right? So I'll drop this in here. We'll take a look. I bought this property for $60,000. Okay. And I personally negotiated this deal. And hindsight, see, this is okay. So this is new. This is good to see. Okay. So this stuff was not happening when I bought this property. 54 days on 2025 built, brand new. Damn. Okay. So yeah, that's actually really good news. A lot of these houses here are these little tiny guys, and this is a flipped one. This is like super tiny. Oh, actually, it's 1,400. I think it's smaller than 1,400 square feet, actually. But they're these little tiny houses, low income houses over here. A lot of people on here are on, like Section 8, things like that. So a lot of the tenants here. They sell for 190s, 150s, whatever. Okay. So I looked at this property and I'm like, dude, this is nice. This is good. You got this, 2 streets, double entrances, blah, blah, blah. We got, we had new builds over here. We had new builds over here. You got 4 500s over here. We got home type. Let's go here. Filters, build year. So let's look up 2024. This is another house that I swore I could not lose on. Another property I just swore I could not lose on. You got brand new construction all around. Boom, 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 boom. All these are brand new, right? All pretty local. I didn't even know this one was in the area. So those are all for sale. Let's check the solds in the last 2 years. Okay, look at how many sold down here. Somebody, a bunch of new construction sold all over here. So they're building in this area. So we were like, dude, we're in the money. We're gonna do good. We're gonna definitely do pretty good, right? Now here's the tricky part. This right here was another subdivision. Yeah, you're right. But a lot, you know what? I have had probably 2 to 3 people walk this property every single weekend for a year. It's crazy. And I just have not gotten like enough. I was under contract just 2 weeks ago. And then the buyer was actually daisy chaining it. And I didn't know that. He was daisy chaining it, and then his buyer backed out. So I think he actually had a builder that was going to buy it and build on it, but it ended up canceling on me. These are new houses right across the street. Literally, here's ours. It's across the street. So I have train tracks right along this property line right here. Okay. Check this out. Filter. So let's take out no minimum. Let's take that off. Let's go land. 2 years done. Okay. See this property? This property, 8 acres. I'm right here. Okay, that's me. This is that one. This sold. Yes, it's on a highway, probably different zoning, everything like that. This property, just raw land, sold for $367,000. When I was buying my property, I'm like, no freaking way. I'm gonna crush it. This thing sold for $367,000, and it sold pretty quick, right? No, I'm sorry, public records. It's showing now, but before it showed, I think it sold in a couple months, like not even for $367,000. I'm like, dude, we're gonna crush it. This is gonna be a great freaking deal. Considering everything, I really swore up and down, left and right, that I was gonna do really good on this deal. So this is the one, ours. This is the one right there. So this is R1 zoning. I'm also R1 zoning. Okay, so 367, last purchase a year ago, blah, 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 8 acres on the highway. That's the biggest difference. It looks like it has a little structure on it, whatever the case may be. So here I am. Last purchase a year ago. We bought it total market value. So AI comp value, look, 118 right here. I have this listed for 87,000 for a long time. This is what I bought it for, 10K an acre right here. It's been on the market for 3,102 plus days. That's obviously not right. So yeah, so we did everything. So now here's what I'm going to do now, right? Here's how I pivot. So this deal, we bought it. We own it now. I checked with the church, seeing if they wanted to buy it. I checked with these guys. These are timber properties. They want to buy it. I thought this guy might want it. Nice, double entrance right here, but he said no. This guy didn't want it. This guy didn't want it. This guy didn't want it. This guy didn't answer, and I don't know who owns it. I didn't call that guy. But I thought this one for sure might buy it, but there is a train track separating them, so I get why they didn't. But you can see here, look at this. This is a new development. This is all going in. They're doing a subdivision right across the street. So actually, that's probably why they bought this for that. So there you go. That makes a lot of sense now that I think about it. But so what I'm going to go do now is I'm going to entitle this thing. I'm going to sit here. I'm going to deal with the town, deal with the county. I'm going to cut out, and I'm going to draw some lines and get the roads all prepped up. And then I'm going to cut this out and probably put a bunch of these little lots on here. 1, 2, 3, 4. I could probably get 15 lots, 20 lots, something like that on here. Each lot here is what? This is 0.3 acres. I got 6.9. 6.9 divided by 0.3. It's 21 lots. You know, if I did that, but then that's not including roadways, so call it 15 lots. So if I get 15 lots and sell them each for 10 grand a piece, why the hell not, right? It's 150K. So I'm going to work on that now while I own this one. It sucks. It's shitty, but that's kind of how it is sometimes. You can't win them all. So this one's been kicking my ass, and you know, now that I don't have a lender on it, it's fine. I'm able to pivot a lot better. It just does suck because now my cost basis went from 60K to 74,000, with my lender being paid off and everything like that. But it's okay though. I'm all good. You know, I'm not worried about it because I own it. So let's check our owner. Who the hell are these? Out of state? No. See, this is the other thing. I am totally out of state. I do not live on 1 Arnco Street, Noonan, out of Zip, and I've owned it for longer than a year. Yeah. So this guy actually bought this. He didn't pay for 19,000. Actually, he paid 45,000. So he made 15 when he bought it from it. When I bought it from him, he wanted to sell me another house right here, and he had 2 lots in Florida too. So that's actually the reason why I ended up buying it from this guy, because I was like, okay, cool. I'll buy the house he has and the 2 lots from Florida. Pretty nice lots in Florida. And I'm like, I'll buy this one for 60. Yeah, maybe I'll make a couple bucks. Great. But the goal would be to buy the other ones. Well, I ended up buying this one. And then after dealing with that seller, I'm like, I just can't again. I couldn't deal with him. He was a pain in my ass. So I really just had to quit on it. And we never pursued the other properties. But this one now, we're going to go through entitlement process. We're going to go through a bunch of stuff. We'll see what happens. You know, the goal, maybe we'll get it entitled. Maybe we don't. But for now, I'm going to redo my listing photos. I'm going to chop up. I got to do some clearing here again because all this kind of got beat up. So I'm going to come in here and clear this. I'm going to come in here and clear this again. And then I have, I'll have 2 entrances there. And then I'm going to get new pictures done, update them, everything like that. Draw my entrances in so that people could see it, and like just really try to push this thing. I'm going to take it off the listing and let it reset. And then I'm going to come back and relist it. My other thought is coming down this way and then just dropping this line to here, basically coming up like that, and just basically separating this into 2 lots, selling them each. If I could sell them each for 60K, great. So back and forth between the 2 thoughts. But that's just kind of, that's the game, man. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. So we have other ones that I can show you that we've lost on. Just happens, you know, not too bad. Our biggest loss ever was 7 grand on one deal. So, but it's not the end of the world. But, you know, everybody loves to talk about the wins, but like, I like to talk about both, right? What exactly is entitle this and all that stuff? Probably between 5 and 10,000. If I'm just clearing it, $2,000 to clear it. But I think if I entitle it, get it prepped, it's definitely more attractive for like, not these guys, these are big guys, but probably a builder like your everyday little guy that wants to build a couple of these houses. Hell, I might even just, if it works out, I might even just get the people doing it and build it myself. At this point, like, might as well, right? Go build 15 houses and just sell them, you know? So we'll comp this real quick. So this is why it's important. Like, I get these things are great, like looking at comp tools, and you know, this thing is saying it's worth 118K. But like, be real with yourself and really look hard at the other comps. Okay. Let's look at stuff. Let's look at. Okay. I'm just going to add the close ones. I'm not even going to look at anything else. I'm just adding within a couple miles. So let's just add those. All right. It's still even saying it's 120 just with my selected comp. So riddle me this, right? I don't understand how it's not selling. So I'm going to mess with it. I'm going to change it off. I'm going to do all that stuff. Probably about 3 to 6 months, something like that for the entitlement. Depends on how diligent the town is and how fast they get back to me. So it's not the end of the world. It's just going to take a little time. But in the meantime, we're still going to have it listed as a regular sale. And then if I get a buyer, let them buy it and move on with my life. Yep, you got to check out other comps and comp where it gives you a deeper understanding there. Yes, yeah. You got to look at everything. You got to look at all these comps and see what the hell's really going on. It's not just yeah, so it's not just about like, okay, I'm buying this for this, blah, 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 whatever. Like you really got to look at stuff. So, oh, look at that. So I should make 50 grand in this deal. How come I'm losing money? But that's it. That's just how it goes. So it is what it is. I'll move on. We'll live to die another day, you know? So that's that property. We've had some other winners. We've had some other properties that sell really quick, and this is just kind of the nature of the beast, with how some of these deals go. So can't hate the game. It's just how it is. So it is how it is, and we'll get something better next time, and we'll take it from there. So I'm gonna try to see if I could pop out some marketing. Let's go marketing. Let's go county pricing. Let's go subdivide. Okay. All right, cool. So I'm going to call a couple people because I can. Seven four. Let's change something. Cadillac, Jack. Oh boy. Okay. 704 438 0181. 704 438 0181. All right, cool. So I'm gonna actually I'm gonna go ahead. We're gonna look at a couple properties. I'm gonna call some sellers. These are for subdivides. So I'm gonna just go ahead and ring a few, see what we could do. Maybe we'll get somebody on the line, have a good conversation today. If not, that's okay. All right, share my screen. Okay, nice property. Looks like it's got some structures on it. It's got good zoning. Okay. Yeah, it's not. I'm not absolutely in love with it, but it's okay. Gets the job done. So let's just give him a call. Alexa, stop.
7 0 0 4 4 3 8 0 1 8 1 is.
All right, so that one's no good. Boot, scoot, boogie. Okay. So 6 9 2 3 1 2. Okay, let's call them up.
Your call has been forwarded to voicemail.
Okay, next one. Damn, turn around. Bootski. I'll call 3 more. Then I actually have a walkthrough today. 985 8227 8227.
Your call has been forwarded to voicemail. The person you're trying to reach is not available. At the tone, please record your message. When you have finished recording, you may hang up.
Hi, Myra. My name is Dennis. I'm actually just giving you a ring because I saw your properties over there on Kirk Road and Mountain View Church Road. I'm just curious if you're looking to sell any parcels over there. We're looking for some more land in the area, and I just wanted to touch base with some local landowners. If you can, just give me a ring back whenever you have a chance. All right, let's see. Okay, let's go to the next one.
The wireless.
Nope. Did. Okay, next. Let's make the last one. I have to go on a walkthrough now. Four 4093. Get down, turn around. That's a nice parcel. Wish I had a road right here. Nice parcel, otherwise, good shape. Easy to subdivide. But I could add a road right down the center right
Thank
here
you for calling.
and
The
divide it
person
left
you are
to right.
calling is not available. Please leave a message at the tone.
How you doing? This is my name's Dennis. I'm actually just giving you a ring because I came across your parcel over there on Old Davis Road. We're actually just looking for some more land in the area, so just wanted to touch base, see if you might be interested in selling some of it or possibly all of it. If you don't mind, just give me a ring back whenever you get a chance. Sweet. Dennis needs some advice. I was working as a land acquisitions manager and recently lost my position. I'll buy larger tracts and subdivide. I was making. Damn, nice. That's crazy. I wonder what happened. What advice do you need, Mel? I mean, if you're doing good, I mean, I'm sure somebody else could pick you up pretty damn quickly. Nice. Cool. Awesome, Mel. Just hit me up on Discord. We could chat a little bit. But awesome, guys. Hey, I appreciate it. Thanks for everybody hanging today. I gotta run. I gotta go on a walkthrough right now. So I gotta go sell a job. So I will see you all next week, 3:30 next 2:30 next week. I'm gonna try to see if I have a guest on. So if anybody wants to hop on, feel free to hit me up in Discord. I'll send you guys a link. Hop on, we'll schedule it out. I want to get some more people back on here. Summer's been kind of crazy, but I got a couple like weeks I could bring people on. So I'll drop it in Discord again. Feel free to hop in. Let's get you back out there. Also like and subscribe to this stuff. Like I really want to see people on, and I want to see you guys a lot here. We had a pretty good numbers today, but I want to see more. I want to see more people on here. So appreciate you guys. Thanks for hanging today. I'll see you later.